Hi guys, I'm Jess Speciale and you are watching Mum on Purpose. Okay, so today I want to talk about growing because as it's going to happen throughout our lives, we're going to run into problems and challenges and things are going to come up. And we hear these incredible sayings that, things like don't go through it, grow through it. And our personal development is meant to be coming from overcoming those roadblocks and obstacles that lie between us and our goals. Got me thinking the other day because I'm going through some challenges at the moment and I think I'd like to just change this a little bit. I definitely still believe that, our personal development, it comes from what we learn once we've gotten through those roadblocks and obstacles. But I also believe it's easier to get through those roadblocks and obstacles when we're not confronted by challenge and obstacles and resistance. If we can create our own internal drive when we're not going through these incredible struggles to get through these obstacles when times are not so tough, it's going to make it so much easier than having to get through them when we have the added pressure and emotions and everything that's going on. So really, I guess today I wanted to talk about growing because just from choice. Not because we have to, not because we've got to get through it, but growing because we truly want to. I believe this is probably the healthiest and the best way for us to get through our problems, and it's also the most difficult because if we don't need to and there's no external force forcing us to grow, then why would we even bother? Why would you get uncomfortable? What sane person would get completely uncomfortable, go completely out of their comfort zone for no reason at all? And, I think that that's really where knowing what you want, knowing why you want it, and making sure that it is your own goal comes into it. If you have anything in life worthwhile that you want to achieve, then knowing why you want to do it, knowing that it is your own goal, and knowing what you want to achieve in the end is going to pull you towards it, and it's going to make it easier to do those things that you do not want to do. Because trust me, it is so much easier to do those things you don't want to do than when the poop hits the fan and everything's going crazy. Then those things which may seem like a bit of a challenge, they could be completely blown out of proportion and become a huge issue when you have all of these other external pressures going on. So getting in the mindset of changing because you want to, or changing because it's going to get you closer to the person that you want to be. And then once you've gotten through that, then you can move on to the next step. You can move on to the next step. It really helps you to grow exponentially. And then when the challenges come, you're stronger, you're more flexible. You're able to practice these things when there was no external force. Wayne Dyer says that when you squeeze an orange, what you're going to get out of it is orange juice. You can squeeze that orange as much as you want, and what's going to come out of it is not going to change. You can't get apple juice out of an orange. And it's the same, like if you are under pressure at any time and you are at a particular state of mind or you're in stress, then when you apply pressure, what's going to come out is what's inside. So if you have already developed this flexibility and this wanting to get through challenges, then that's going to be easier rather than when pressure is applied, then what comes out is like, ah, if any of that makes sense at all. I know what I want to say in my head. I really hope it comes out as I want it to be said. So really, I guess how I'm applying this in my life now is doing the things that I don't want to do. A bit like Mel Robbins' 5-second rule. I have to do a review for you guys about that book. It's incredible because I got something out of it, which I don't think is very common. So I'll share that with you guys in a video coming up, which I'll link. But just doing things not because you want to, but because just doing them, just knowing that you need to take action. So even at night when I know I do not want to do the lunches for tomorrow, I know this is a silly example, but I swear it'll all tie in. You know, just taking action and doing it. And I practice, and I get practice at doing the things that I do not want to do. Going that extra step, talking to that extra person, you know, when getting uncomfortable and talking to that mum. I know, again, that seems like a small step, but I feel like I'm Bridget Jones when I talk to people one-on-one. Sometimes I end up digging this huge hole, so I choose to just kind of sit back usually and just not speak. It's better for everybody usually. So getting that little bit uncomfortable and trying to make a conversation with somebody, you know, doing things that you don't want to do, contacting people you usually wouldn't want to contact, just doing small things every day. I know it might not seem like anything huge, but when challenges come up or we're on our way to our goal and things just come up in our face, it will become easier to get through that feeling of uncomfortableness, because we're not going to be feeling so overwhelmed. It's not going to be such a huge issue. And as we're working towards things, if we don't have crazy challenges going on around us, but we're still feeling overwhelmed, then that's probably because either we're not working towards our own goal. That's a big one. If it's not our goal, we feel overwhelmed very easily. Or maybe we just don't know why. We don't have anything pulling us towards it. Or maybe, and this is a whole separate video, maybe we've identified and attached too much of our own self-meaning to the end result of the goal. Get what I'm saying? So we've got all of our identity and self-worth hung up on the result, not on the journey. And then that can really be an issue for us if we're having a bad day on the way to our goal. Anyway, I'm going to stop there. I hope that really helps you guys. You know, I just wanted to get across that, hey, if you're kind of coasting at the moment, things are good, you know, a few things pop up, but you're pretty much going all right, just set something up for yourself or have a little daily challenge just to get that little bit outside of your comfort zone. Because when you're going through challenge and the times are really tough, it's like building a muscle of being uncomfortable, building a muscle of resilience, doing that little bit extra so that when things are tough, you can weather the storm better than anybody. Don't wait for the storm to come before you start looking for umbrellas. Alrighty guys, I'll speak to you next time. That's it from me. Thanks.